Welcome. Today I'll be showing you the new Govern 365 Q&A feature. This capability provides a structured role-based workflow for managing questions and answers inside your data rooms. Instead of scattered emails or untracked discussions, every question is routed to the right expert, reviewed, and published with confidence. As you can see, within the Govern 365 directory, data rooms or protected sites now have a new icon for question and answer. In the SharePoint VDR itself, there is a new navigation item at the top for Q&A, which can be accessed. And finally, in Vault, the same Q&A icon exists for each of the tiles available. Every data room comes pre-configured with a Q&A room for asking and answering questions. Once you get into your data room, you can either configure the Q&A settings so that you define custom groups of question teams, experts, approvers, and coordinators, or the data room will come pre-configured with one question team for all members and one expert category for all data room owners. Once you're in the interface, you can click the New Question button and your team will automatically be selected. Then you can select a category. In this case, I'll choose tax. And I'll ask a question about tax documents. Then I can either upload up to 5 files from my computer, or I can attach from the VDR. This will bring up a list of libraries in the VDR, and I can choose the one that I want to refer to, and I can look for financial documents and find a non-disclosure agreement here that I'd like to add to this question. And then will be shown here at the bottom. So my question is about tax documents in the attached agreement. Now I can submit that question. Now, as you can see here, my question I just asked is at the top. Its category is tax. Its status is assigned to expert. And the other thing that's worth showing you here is if I click up here on my icon at the upper right, I can see who I am, my email address, the tenant that I'm logged into, the URL to the VDR, and the role. I'm a team member on Team 1 for question asking. So there's no thread right now for this question, but we're going to follow it through the process and see what happens. Now I'm coming into the system as a different user who is in the tax expert category. And under assigned to expert, you can see there are 2 questions. My question that I just asked happens to be the first one at the top, and I can view that question. There's nothing here in the thread just yet. I can click to see the attachment, and of course I have the opportunity to answer or discard this question. I'm going to answer this question. Thanks for your question. The info you are seeking is actually in a different folder. Let me attach the correct document for you. I can also click on these texts in the answer. I can bold them. I can put them with different colors, for example. And I'm going to go down here and attach from the VDR and go to the Documents Library. I'll go down to Legal, and I will attach the correct document. You can see that the document is now attached. I'm going to go ahead and submit this answer for the question that was asked. All right, great. So I'm the expert still. I can see that the answer has been submitted for this question that was asked. You can see what the answer is now. It's pending approval. I can see the attachment. And if I have allow experts to approve answers enabled, then I can see the buttons to approve or decline this answer. But rather than that, I'm going to show you how it flows through to the approver next, and we'll be able to follow the entire workflow. All right, great. So now I'm in the system as an approver, and I can check that up here at the top. I am in expert categories, tax and finance, and I'm also an approver. But I'm a different user than the expert that answered this question. So I'm going to see the question here as pending approval, with the answer submitted. When I click on this question, I'm going to see the answer that was provided by the tax expert and the attachments. And I can either edit the answer myself, or I can approve the answer with a comment. Once I approve the answer, the question will go away and it will now become available. And for the original person who asked the question, they will also receive a email notification letting them know that the question was answered. All right, now I'm back in the system as the original user that asked the question. I can see the question, I can see the attachment. When I view the thread, I can see that the status is published. When I view the thread, I can see the answer that was provided by Viraj. And I have the opportunity to ask a clarifying question about this answer, or I can also comment on this answer. The difference between a comment and a clarification is a clarification gets routed back through the workflow, and that is to refine the answer or create a more quality answer. Whereas a comment can be added by anybody who can see this question and also read by anybody who can see this question. So it could be the answer team itself can see comments that are provided around the question or the answer, and experts can also participate in comments, but comments do not go through the workflow. And as I can see up here, I'm back as Mark again in question team 1 for this VDR. Now my question and answer setup for this demonstration included 3 question teams. I was on question team 1. 3 answer categories. We had Viraj, who was in tax, and then the approver was test demo 2. Now these 2 checkboxes at the top also allow you to shortcut the workflow such that experts can approve answers directly or coordinators can approve answers directly. Now the role of coordinators is fairly simple. If you select a category of I'm not sure, the question will be routed to a coordinator who will then assign it to the correct expert category. One final thing to note, if you happen to be part of a question team and an expert category, for example, or an expert category and an approver, and you answer the question as an expert, even if that checkbox isn't checked, the question is going to be approved by virtue of the fact that you are also an approver. One final thing I want to show you here is a notification email. There's a series of notification emails that ship with the Q&A feature. But in this case, the question was asked by Mark and it was answered by Viraj. And at the time of this occurring, Viraj was also an approver. So the answer was auto-approved, as I explained just a moment ago. It was provided to tax experts, and then every notification includes a button that you can click that will open the Q&A workspace and provide you direct access to the information relating to this particular question. So circling back here, let's quickly recap the feature benefits of the Q&A feature in Govern 365. You can find answers faster, right? You can ask these questions directly within your data room. It's data room by data room. The questions get routed to the right experts, and attaching files is easy for clarity, and it makes it a simple process to ask questions about specific documents in the data room or documents that you've uploaded. It's secure and controlled. It's a role-based workflow with coordinators, experts, and approvers. The M365 permissions ensure only the right people can see content or content that's related to questions that they're asking or answering based on their assigned roles within the Q&A process. We also provide an audit-ready record of every question and answer. Finally, trusted collaboration, reviewed and approved before publishing. This makes sure that we're providing accurate and quality answers to the question asker. Clarification requests keep the conversations productive for refinement of answers, and notifications keep everyone aligned and on track. All right, so in closing, the new Q&A feature is live in Govern 365. It's available in Data Room, Data Room Plus, Standard, and Enterprise. It is not available in the Lite Edition. We would love to show you this feature in person or provide you a demo of Govern 365, both the secure collaboration and self-provisioning features, as well as compliance and Q&A. Reach out to us today for a demo of Govern 365, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching.